Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Tracy Mayhew and I write contemporary romances set here in the UK and YA fantasy fiction. Now, today's video is going to be all about my 24 wrap up, basically writing wrap up, everything that I've achieved this year, and it's part of a collaboration with some other author YouTubers. I will leave a link to the playlist down below as well. The eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that this is not my usual spot for filming videos. That is because that a couple of days before Christmas I had a small operation on my leg, which has meant that I am currently wearing a stocking and I have to keep my leg elevated when I'm sitting down. I can't do that in my office, so I'm now filming from my living room. Which is just one of those things. That's just what's going to happen. I'm also going to attempt this video without too much editing. So I have a list of notes that I want to consult. And while I do that, I'm hoping that you will bear with me so that I can make this video as easy and hopefully as seamless as possible. So without further ado, let's crack on. So in 2024, well, literally when I started filming, when I thought about sitting down to plan this video, I kind of thought to myself, gosh, I can't actually remember what I said I was going to achieve at the start of this year. So I had to go back over my 2024 goals video that I filmed in January, I think. And basically I got my goals from there. Note going forward, write down your goals. Keep a record of them somewhere so that you can return to them without having to trawl through all your past YouTube videos. Anyway, thank God I had the YouTube videos to go back to, that's all I'm saying. So I had some grand writing plans this year, and unfortunately, because of various things, life didn't quite happen the way I'd envisaged. I put far too much on my plate. Again, I'm learning my lessons going into 2025. And I will be filming my 2025 goals in a couple of days, and they will be up by the weekend, I think. So keep an eye out for those videos. But my first goal was to publish not one, but two books in my Appleford series. So I had the intention of publishing Lessons in Love, and I think I said I had in mind that I wanted to publish that by March this year. And then I wanted to go on to the third book in the Appleford series. Well, I did publish Lessons in Love, so yay, that's good. But I didn't actually publish that until July 18th. So there was a big discrepancy between when I wanted to publish and when I actually did publish. But the good news is I did publish Lessons in Love, so that's a good plus. However, I did not get to the third book in the Appleford series. Not at all. I didn't even plan it. I think I came up with a mood board for it. I've got some ideas that I've written down somewhere in my book. But apart from that, I didn't do anything on that. So that was not successful. I also wanted to return to the Viking saga and at least start writing the third book in that series. That was going to be my NaNoWriMo project. Again, that did not become my NaNoWriMo project, mainly because I didn't do NaNoWriMo. I set out to do it, but I got COVID in September, and I kind of fell off the wagon halfway through November because I was struggling with just feeling low energy and stuff like that. So I wasn't going to push myself. So I didn't do the third book in the Viking Saga series either. I did create a series Bible for it, so I did some work on it, so I'm taking that as a win. But that's going to feature in my plans for this year. The Viking Saga is very big on my list of to-dos this year, but I will talk about that, as I say, in my next video, so keep an eye out for that one. So they were my writing goals, but I had other goals as well. I wanted to improve my video editing skills. Now, I think I've kind of done pretty well on that, considering I'm not a techie. You can be the main judge of that, though, because you are the ones watching my videos. So let me know how you think my video editing skills have improved. Do not include this one in this video, because I'm not going to be editing this video. So, but yeah, let me know if you think my video editing skills have improved, and I can put that, put video editing development on my list of to-dos for next year if necessary. But my big goal that I've been meaning to do for the last few years was to amalgamate my two websites into one. And I did that. I spent the whole of the 6 weeks holiday, because in the UK, being a teacher, we get 6 weeks off, the end of July, all the way through to the beginning of September. And I spent most of that time focusing on my website. If you want to check my website out, my new website, I'll leave a link to that down below in the description box. Go ahead and check that out. Again, let me know what you think. I'm pretty pleased with it, because again, I learned so many more skills with that, like making subheadings to separate my fantasy work from my romance work. I was well chuffed with that and what I managed to do with that. So that's a massive win for this year. I also wanted to widen my reading, and I've done that. I put that solely at the foot of the Rock Paper Swords podcast, because it's a historical fiction podcast, and I've found so many interesting and wonderful books through that, authors and books through that podcast, that I mean, Patricia Bracewell is one of my favourite authors now. I'm looking forward to reading the next book in the Emma of Normandy series. I've got a load of books on my to-do list. A few years ago, I used to be really big on historical fiction. But for some reason, I kind of went off it. I've never been off it, because I've always loved history. It's just that I found more times for fantasy books and romance books, probably because that was what I was writing. But now that I've started to get back into historical fiction, I've got some kind of ideas for other genres bubbling in the background, so that might feature in my 2025 plans later in the year. But you'll have to watch the next video to find out if they are in my plans. But yeah, so I have widened my reading, not as much as I would probably have liked. There were some books on my TBR list at the beginning of the year that are still on there, like Giles Christian's Where Blood Runs Cold and Matthew Perry's autobiography. I didn't quite get round to those. But I went to the Meet Cute Book Fest and found a load of other authors that I really like, and some of those are like historical World War II fiction authors as well. So I want to kind of read those books. I think one of the authors that I met and want to read next year is Liz Fenwick. But yeah, like I say, I will be keeping you updated on my readings, like I have been this year with my reading videos and things like that. I have read a few more indie books this year than I have before, which I've really enjoyed. I've become an ARC reader for some people as well, again, which I've really enjoyed. And yeah, it's just been a really good year for reading, and I hope to continue that going forward into 2025. Especially with my series, the Indie Author Book Club. I do want to feature more indie books on this channel, talk about them, and basically spread the word about indie authors, because we all need it, and I think that's a good thing to do. So that's it. They were my 2024 goals. This has been my 2024 wrap up. It's New Year's Eve when I record and publish this video, so I really wish you all the best for New Year's, and I hope you have a wonderful 2025. Oh, this is Ellie, by the way. She's been my nurse. She and Sue have been my nurse since I've come out of hospital. She's one of Sue and Ellie are my tripod cats, so they both understand the problems of having a dodgy leg. So anyway, she's been very good to me. She's been very kind. But yeah, now I'm distracted because the cat has entered the video. Anyway, I wish you all the best for 2025. I will see you in the new year with a new video. And until then, you can check out this video over here for tips and tricks on how I write. Actually, I think that's a playlist. But anyway, you can check it out over here for tips and tricks on how I write. So until 2025, wishing you the best. See you later. Bye.